Welcome back, friends. We are going to start with a new series as part of our DevOps learning session, which is nothing but most awaited AWS. So, yeah, as part of our learning series, like we have already completed our Unix shell scripting, okay, and the GitHub part. So now we are going to focus on our outer layer, which is nothing but AWS. So why do we need to learn AWS, right? That's a question, right? So because like Linux, we have seen in our on-prem GitHub, it's again free tier account which we have used in the UI based. So why should we really need an AWS? Okay, basically all the organizations which is currently in on-prem, most of them are trying to move their on-prem resources to cloud, and there are few organizations which is also moving back from cloud to on-prem. Okay, so as we are started learning now, I want you guys to understand basically like how an on-prem server works, so that you will better understand how the same server works when it migrates to the cloud. Okay, hopefully like we have seen most of the concepts of Linux shell scripting, Linux SSH and everything with the on-prem servers. Now we will really focus too much about the AWS services and its own architecture, and we try to explore all the services within AWS which is really needed for a DevOps engineer. Okay, okay. So what are we going to do today, right? So we are going to learn about what is AWS basic and how to start with the basic AWS account setup. Okay, if you guys are like really aware of AWS or any cloud provider, okay, probably this session might not be appropriate. You can feel free to skip. Maybe you can watch our tomorrow's session where we will be more focused towards the services available in AWS. This is going to be a pretty much basic session where you will understand like what is cloud, why we need to go to cloud and all those things. Okay, great. So first let's start with it. Why cloud? Okay, why should we really move to cloud, right? So if you Google out this for this particular word, you will get like multiple responses, right? So but to be precise, so why should we go to cloud? Okay, wherever you see like, okay, you might be hearing about like, okay, we need to get a quicker response time for any server builds. Okay, in real time, if you want to build out any new physical server where you need to work with your Linux or server administration team to procure the server first and then configure for your needs. Then again, you need to install your own application softwares. So, which is like kind of a very time consuming process. And end of the day, every resources which you own as its expiry. Mean to say that okay, if you are buying a brand new server today, okay, in another next 2 years of time, it's going to be outdated. So again, you need to buy one more brand new server, which we call it as like technology lifecycle management. Okay, whenever a new technology comes in, or whenever new OS or operating systems, or whenever you want to try any new things, you need to upgrade your entire hardware systems, right? So considering all these efforts and the time which is involved, okay, people are thinking about the best solution. That's where like we got into cloud. Okay, so how does cloud makes it easier? Okay, again, cloud providers are the one who is going to maintain the entire data center for us, right? So earlier, every organization, if it is very small, they will have like 4 to 5 servers in their organization. If it is very huge organization, they will have their own data centers. From their data centers we get sourced by with our server requirements or servers. So the similar way, all the cloud providers maintain their own data center with the help of their automations. Okay, we try to get the server created very sooner. So in this place, the beauty is we are going to pay what we are going to use. Okay, that's a very beauty of it, right? So because we are not going to, it's kind of lending. Okay, for example, if I want to use any hardware today, okay, for my construction purpose, I don't buy the entire hardware. I just lend it for a day or two. I do my purpose and just I return back, right? The same way. So if you are using any, for example, in your organization, you are trying to do any machine learning use cases, okay, where you need like a very much high IO optimized servers and everything, right? High CPUs, big RAMs and everything. where your even your company cannot provide it without any manager approvals, and there are the time it takes to provide the system, it's all like very huge. Okay, so in that perspective, if you want to use cloud, you just log into your cloud, just select your configurations. Okay, within fraction of minutes, right, like 5 to 10 minutes your server will be ready, where you just log in and do all your trial and errors or POCs, or execute your machine learning projects, you train your projects, and then once you are done, you are just going to terminate the complete server. So that you will just pay for the hours, like 1 hour or 2 hour or 3 hour, whatever you use that system. Okay, that's the beauty of cloud. So let's go with the basic discussions on AWS offering, right? Okay. In this topic, we are going to see about few more subtopics. What are they offering AWS do, right? It with respect to your free tier accounts. AWS basically comes with a free tier account. Okay, for anyone to start with, they can start and use the AWS completely free for 12 months with certain constraints. Okay, it's not all the services are free. You can use all the services with minimum capacity. For example, if you want to run any server, okay, you will be given with like 1 GB, sorry, uh, 1 core CPU, okay, 20 GB hard disk, something like that, right? So you will be provisioned with a small server where you can do all your trial and error learnings and everything, and you can finish it off. And also you will be provided with like some credits, which is nothing but, okay, you can use this EC2 instance for 750 hours, like you can use these services for 12 months completely for free. Okay, those are the things which you are going to see here. And also like what are the ways that AWS maintains, in what are the locations AWS maintains its server. Because like for example, if I am operating my business, my core business is operated from India. Okay, what is the use that if I get a data center, or what is the use if I get a server in US data center, right? So for all the things, right, so AWS has expanded its presence in almost like 34 or 35 regions. Okay, because like AWS grows very fast. So probably like in order to understand that, you can check 1 second, let us check it in a Google, you will get a clear documentation. AWS regions, global presence, global presence, official site, current AWS customers. Yep, you will get AWS global infrastructure. Yeah. So basically, if you look at, currently AWS has 32 regions. Okay, 102 availability zones. We will come to what is availability zone. First, you look at the regions, right? So if you go here, so whatever the blue color icons, right? So whatever you see it here, maybe green, green, bluish green, right? So whatever you see it here, it's all like the current regions. For example, you can see the things, right? So these are the regions. See what are the red, right? It's like coming soon, means that they are building the data centers in that particular locations. So let's focus on the India, right? See, if you are in India, see earlier like we had Mumbai, and now we have Hyderabad too. Okay, for every region you see there is something like availability zone, which is nothing but, in Mumbai we have three availability zone, in Hyderabad we have three availability zones, right? So the same way, like for every country you can see. Okay, if you are in US West, if you are in Oregon region, North Carolina, so every region you have it, right? So that's all about our regions. So basically regions are nothing but the presence of your data center in a particular region. Okay, in Europe region you have in Stockholm. Okay, in India we have two, as we discussed, right? Okay, great, let us switch to our presentation. So we have 32 regions so far. So that, okay, it's really you don't want to really worry about like, okay, what happens, it will be, my data center will be near to me. Yes, absolutely, wherever you are you can use the nearest data center. Okay, what is this availability zone, right? Okay, before you, if you want to understand your availability zone, let me open this, right? Okay, just bear with me for a minute, let it load. Okay, let me open a whiteboard. Okay, great. I don't want to have anything. Okay, so let's take, this is Mumbai region. Okay, in Mumbai, okay, basically whenever you work on any critical application, okay, for normal application, all these things does not make much sense. But as per your industry, because these things may be asked in your interviews also. So do you know? Do you aware of like what is regions or zones, availability zones in AWS, right? So when you take Mumbai as a region, okay, you will have three availability zones in different cities. Okay, available zones we call it as AZ1. This may be AZ2, AZ3. Okay, so in case of any issues, right? So in case of any issues with AZ3, okay, if you have enabled your services to be in other, you can still access your services from other regions. Sorry, other zones basically. Okay, basically it's a zone level replication. Okay, you will have your data replicated, okay, in the same region within zones. Okay, basically for replication, AWS basically recommend three. Okay, basically your data will be replicated in the three places, right? Okay, okay, if you are worried about, okay, Mumbai, okay, what happens if whole Mumbai goes down? Okay, then it comes like region to region replication. Okay, Mumbai and Hyderabad. Okay, so what the AWS generally do, if you go for region replication, it replicates your data to the nearest region to. Okay, so basically availability zones and regions are for the data replication. And when we speak about the data centers, right, you can still even think about, hey Kumar, what happens like certain services cannot be moved within the regions, right? It can be, okay, yes, there are certain services which can work within the region, but you can replicate the same infrastructure in the other regions too if you want the high availability or DR scenario, something like that. Okay, which all these things we are going to look into very detail in our upcoming sessions. Okay, great. Let me erase this because like as I usually say my drawings are very bad. Okay, great. So I think global presence is nothing but like, okay, it's combination of AWS region and AWS zones, which availability zones which we see now. Okay, account types, right? As I mentioned earlier, AWS provides you like free tier account. Okay, in which you can even like once your 12 months of free times are getting over, you can just start, even you can start using your free tier account by paying for the services whatever you are still using it. Okay, and also like as a you should be like very cautious while using any AWS services, because AWS charge based on their usages. For example, if you own any server and you are not using it, but still you keep it in a stop state, still you will be like charged. Okay, the same way, like for example, if you are using any storage, EBS volume, but you are not even using it for any active development, okay, then for that amount of storage you will be charged. The same way S3 bucket. So whenever you feel that, okay, these things are done, just remove it and free those resources. Okay, or else you will be charged even in your free tier account once your free credits are over. Okay, so once your free credits are over, then you can use it like, okay, pay as you go charging as most of the vendors give, or you can just sign up an enterprise agreement. Okay, when it comes to an enterprise agreement, there are other few things has to be discussed. We will discuss whenever we look into those specific services and other details, right? So when we look at EC2, the servers, right, there are multiple options like which will save you the cost. Those times I will explain you what is that enterprise agreement and everything. Okay, so let's look at like how do I create a free tier account. Okay, in my case I have already created, but I will show you like how to create that account, right? Okay, let me close this free tier account. Okay, if you go here, AWS free tier account. Okay, you will get this. Okay, if you scroll down, you will understand like what are the things free. Okay, you can do all the free trials. It is completely free for 12 months. Okay, and always free. There are certain services. Okay, okay, so here if you come, your EC2s are nothing but your servers, virtual machines, nothing but your server. Okay, and S3 is nothing but storage and your database RDS and DynamoDB, SageMaker, Lambda. There are multiple services. Okay, the services keep increasing day by day in AWS. Okay, so most of the things you will get for free in free tier account. There are certain things which will be charged when you look at like containers and other things. I will show you how to do it also. Okay, if you are creating the free tier account, you just go here and click on free tier account. Okay, it will ask you the detail. Okay, maybe I will open this up in my I think it will open my as it's recognizing my login credentials. Okay, I open in incognito. Now it won't recognize. Okay, so first you need to verify your email address. Okay, what email address I can use? Okay, let me give this. Okay, so for this you will get an email. Okay, I think as I have already created, it's not allowing. So basically, you will get a verification code. Once you give the verification code, it will ask you to fill up few more details like what is the purpose you are going to use and your contact details and your email ID. Then you will get a very important step. Probably I will try to show you free tier account creation steps images. Okay, it is not showing up. That's fine. So you will get to enter all your credit card or debit card information. You are nothing to worry. Okay, you are feel free to enter those credit or debit card information. Initially, they will be charging you 2 rupees. Okay, once the validation is done, those 2 rupees also will be reverted back. Okay, why do they collect a credit card information from you? In case if you are overusing the limit. Okay, in case if you are not terminating the resources which is not in use, probably you will get charged during those course of time. If you are following my session, okay, whatever the things I do clearing, right, every day whatever the activity we do, I will do clearing out on the day itself. So if you follow me, probably you don't end up in paying anything. Okay, so try to use with utmost care. Okay, so that we don't end up in paying any extra cost to AWS and we try to learn with free tier account itself. Okay, great. Okay, probably by end of today you should have your free tier account created. Then once you have a free tier account, you get into like management console. Okay, let me show you how it looks. Okay, yep. So as I already basically it asks you to enter your username and password. As I already logged in, it just take me in. Okay, so this is how you see when you log in for the first time into your free AWS account. Okay, so let's see, right? So let's try to understand what are the things. See, for example, if you want to look for any specific service, you can go by this way. Okay, these are the categories. If you are looking for some service which is specific to containers, you can click here. Database, you can click here. Analytics, you can click here. Or just simply you can search here EC2. It will show you like the services pertaining to EC2 and everything. Okay, so we have seen about something about regions, right? So if you go here, currently the default region for my free tier account is got selected as North Virginia. Okay, you can select any region which you want to use. See, it also says, right, as part of the free account, I am not eligible to use Asia specific regions, Hyderabad or anything. Okay. So I can, usually most of our POC I will do you with using US East one, which is North Virginia. Okay, and here is the details of you, like whom you are, like what is your account ID and everything. Okay. So for example, hope you might be remembering the screen if you are watching my session regularly, because in our last SSH session, I have been explaining you about how to create an EC2. Okay, let me show you, right. So if you guys are watching my Linux server and how to spin up the virtual box setup and everything, you will know the difficulty in those things, right. So for example, if I want to spin up an server now, okay, just click on EC2. EC2 is nothing but elastic compute, right? Okay. So I am going to click on launch instance. Let's see how quick it is. So I want to give my server name. So I'm going to say like my first EC2. Okay. So what is the OS I need to install in my server? Okay, Amazon Linux. It says, right, Amazon Linux, which is free for our usage. It says free tier eligible. Okay. So I'm not going to do anything with this. And also you need to see instance type, what type of instance I am going to use. If you go here, you will see like a lot of instances available, but it's all like costly. It says like, okay, C5A large, 2 virtual CPU, 4 GB memory. Okay, for us T2 micro is free, which is 1 virtual CPU, 1 GB memory. Okay, so which is the one I am going to use? It says keeper. I explained you in detail about keeper. If you guys have not watched it, just watch the earlier video so that you understand what is keeper. Okay, let me create a new keeper. Keeper name is like my EC2 keeper. Okay, my keeper downloaded automatically. So remaining things I am going to keep it same. Nothing much I am going to change, because whenever we work on EC2, I will explain you each and everything in much detail. Okay, let me launch instance. Okay, my server will be ready in a fraction of minutes. Okay, so let us go to instances now. You see, right, it's in pending state, means that my instance is building now. Okay, it will be up in a few seconds. Let me refresh here. Yep, my instance is up. This is my instance ID. Okay, so let me copy the public address. Okay, let us go to my mobile system. Okay, new session, SSH. So this is the IP address, EC2-user. This is the default user for any EC2 which is created by AWS. Okay, in SSH I am going to select the private key which got downloaded. Give OK. Accept. You're all done. The system got created just 0 minute back, few seconds basically. Okay, that's really pretty quick, right? So any server, okay, of any capacity you want, it can just create in matter of minutes. Okay, now I can just go here and do whatever I want. Okay, echo hello message. Okay, everything is done. Okay, now the important part comes here. So now I have created the server. What I am going to do, as part of this end of the session, I need to terminate this instance. Select this instance. Okay, these are like, this is how you need to terminate, but I will explain you what are those other things. Terminate. Again, system termination will also like take in a matter of few seconds or minutes, it will done. It won't take much time. Again, it's all depends on your internet speed, because we are working over internet. So it's all depends on your internet speed. If your internet is little slow, then probably there will be a delay in like launching and terminating. Okay, it's got terminated. Okay, again, so as part of this instance creation, right, there will be like few other services might have got created. For example, if you click on this instances storage, okay, no storage got added, only the default root device. Okay, so you need to ensure you disable if anything got added, sorry, you terminate other resources if got added along with this, right? So or else you will get charged. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, so even though, right, so in our upcoming sessions we will see to this, even though we create the EC2 machine very quickly, do all the employees who were using in the industry know how to use AWS console? No. Then how to handle it? How do we ensure that, okay, if someone wants to create a machine, they can do with fraction of seconds? Even AWS provides something like AWS CLI and infrastructure as a code. Okay, all those things we will see in our upcoming sessions in detail. Okay, that's it for today. If you have any doubts, you can always reach out to me in comment section. We are happy to help you out. Thanks for watching. Thanks, guys.